Hello to you guys. So I just made a couple videos. I did the Walmart pickup, and as I was making that video, I got off the freeway and the state trooper pulled me over. And when I was making that video, I said I went to Walmart and I spent about $300 on food. So the state trooper pulled me over and he's like, I didn't have a seatbelt on. I did not have a seatbelt on at all. So I thought that's maybe the reason why he pulled me over, because I didn't have a seatbelt on. And when I was making the video, my phone was down, but he said, and I have tinted windows in the back, but he said that he could see my phone through the window, and that, I had it in my hand, and it's hands-free law or whatever. So he pulled me over, and no, I do not have a driving license. I lost them some years back in Bullhead City, Arizona. I was in Bullhead City, Arizona. That was like 12 years ago, because my son is 12 and I was pregnant with him, so maybe 13 years ago. And the car I was driving broke down on the sidewalk, and I got out the car walking, and the police pulled up as I had left the vehicle. I'm already down the road. So the police officer pulled up on me, and he was like, would you happen to know whose vehicle that is pulled down the street? And I was like, well, it's my vehicle. He's like, well, you just can't leave it like right there and all this stuff. Do you have license and registration? So he didn't even actually catch me in the car, driving the car. I was like maybe 3 to 5 minutes down the street. If anybody ever been to Bullhead City, Arizona, you would know that, like, it's like long streets, like long roads. So I was already way down the street, and so he was like, you're not supposed to leave your vehicle like that, blah, blah, blah. You have license registration. And the car wasn't registered. I don't think the car was registered at the time, and it didn't have any insurance. So the fine ended up coming to be like close to $3,000. I think it's $2,700. And I never all this time like paid for it to get my license back or anything like that. I just never had the money to actually pay for it. So yeah, this officer pulled me over, asked for the information. I told him I didn't have the license, but I have insurance, and the car is registered, because in the state of Nevada, you can get no driving license insurance. So that covers your vehicle. So if you are stopped by a cop and you are driving, they can't tow your vehicle, but they could cite you for having no driving license, which is $100 and something. So this is like maybe my, I want to say third or fourth ticket in the state of Nevada, in Reno, Nevada. But I never had a phone ticket, so he added a phone ticket to it. So anyways, when he came to the vehicle, he was like, look at the groceries. He was like, do you always spend like $300 when you go shopping at Walmart? And I was like, no, not all the time. So it was just very weird how he knew about how much money I spent on the groceries. He repeated like the same thing I had said in the car. So I called my mom, because every time that they pull me over or anything, I instantly call my mom, because I usually have my kids with me. 9 times out of 10, my kids are usually in the vehicle with me. And I call my mom just in case they try to pull anything, and I don't want my kids to get put in a situation where they're taken. They were taken before because I was in an abusive relationship. So I don't want any, I don't trust them when it comes down to it. But so I had called my mom and told her where I was at, and he was like, why did you call someone? I'm not going for that. I'm not standing for that. I'm not going to go for that. That's not how we run things. So he went back to his vehicle or whatever. And I was having a panic attack. So I called my mom back, and I was like, look, when you pull up, just get out your car, and there were some stairs. And I was like, just sit on the stairs, because this officer is very racist. He knew that I had just left the Walmart, because it's it's a lot of different Walmarts, but I had just left the Walmart across town, because I don't like shopping to the one that's closest to me. That's where he pulled me over, the one that's closest to me. But so I go to the one that's way across town. But anyway, so he pulled me over. He knew what he was doing. They probably let them know that, they know when you're leaving one place to another. So it's like they're all in cahoots with this shit. So it's like I had a panic attack, a bad anxiety attack, because he said we're not having that, and I don't know what you called someone for. So when my mom came, before she got there, I told her just to sit on the stairs and wait, because nowadays, I'm black, my mother's black. You don't know what these people are capable of. And I am in a racist state of Nevada, and this is a state trooper, and they got all this power. They possess all this power in this world that we're living in, and it just took me back a little bit, because I can remember being in the relationship with my younger daughter's dad. This is the one who I think put me in this program. He's a white guy, and I met him in Bullhead City, Arizona. And it's a long story how I got to Bullhead City, Arizona. I'll make a video of that another time. But when I got there, it was a very racist town. But I was on drugs and drinking, and they had casinos and stuff. So it really didn't bother me a whole lot, anyways, I got with my daughter's dad, and he would beat me up when we came from Reno. He didn't start after I ended up marrying him. I don't know, that was the biggest mistake, but I ended up marrying him. We moved to Reno, Nevada, and he would beat us. So this is when I started figuring out okay, something is wrong. But I just thought maybe he needs to get on medication and he'll be okay. I'm not going to leave him like that. Oh my gosh, But he would get drunk. We'd get drunk, and then he would start beating himself up. And then he would call 911 and then tell them that I hit him and beat him up, and he would be crying and shit. And this happened maybe 4 to 5 times. And the first couple times, some officers would come and they'd be like, well, we don't know who to believe. We're not taking anyone. Our officer would come and be like, they took me twice, 2 different times. I know they took me, and it was I was in shock. I can't believe, because I was drinking, and then he's beating himself up and then crying and then calling 911, and I'm still in shock. What the fuck is it I didn't know he was that crazy. Oh my gosh, he really needs help. Oh my gosh, I can't believe he's doing this. Oh my God, what the fuck? I couldn't believe it. Going through that, and because I really didn't know the evils of the world or what was really going on. So I was just okay, whatever. And then, there's one time he stabbed himself with a kitchen little, it wasn't a butter knife, but a little steak knife. He cut himself twice, 2 marks slanted twice. And he got to crying, calling 911, saying that she stabbed me and all this stuff. And it was an older officer that came. And so I was look, I didn't touch him. He did this himself. I don't know what's wrong with him. I think, he has issues. He has problems. I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. So I think that they took him to jail that time, because the officer said he could tell it was a self-inflicted wound or whatever. But the point is, I kept getting back and forth with him, going back and forth with him. And he was a narcissistic the whole time, and I didn't see the sign. I mean, I didn't know anything about a narcissistic person, I didn't know a lot about a lot. My mom was telling me when I was with him back in the day, she was like, he's the devil, blah, 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 blah. And then I remember one time I was with this white, he had went back home, because he would go back and forth to Laughlin, Nevada, back home every time we would get into it or whatever. And one time I was getting high with this white guy, and we're getting high, and I was telling him kind of about him, he's always acting like this, and I don't know what's going on. And I remember the guy saying something about a person making 2 faces or something, I don't know, turning into another face or something. I really couldn't grasp what he was saying, because I was still in the dark a lot. And then he said, he's the devil. Don't ever be with him and take your kids with him. If you're going to go visit him by yourself, but don't take your kids with him. And I should have listened, but I didn't listen. And I ended up taking my kids with me to go visit him out of state. And he was doing bad things to all of us, I guess. Come to find out later on down the line, when they got taken away, they told the people and confessed that the bad stuff that he was doing. So it's just a lot of stuff. But I had a panic attack. Police, so they gave me a fine ticket like usual. They're pay this by this date, or you're gonna go to jail or whatever. You don't want to get a warrant and go to jail. and I advise you to start making payments on your fine, and so you can get your license and blah blah blah, which is making sense, but it's still a conspiracy. Um, but it's just crazy because it's like they have so much power and so much control. Being in this program is a lot, and so my mom drove the car off or whatever, but it's just a lot. And it's like I need to go back to work or do something, but I haven't been going to work because it's just hard for me when I get a job to work. Trying to work and then getting gang stalked at work and the comments and just them messing with your temper, just messing with you, pushing your buttons, trying to do the task at hand. There's just a lot going on. Then the thoughts, and then my body aches a lot. So it's just a lot going to put myself in to go to work. So I'm in a relationship with this guy I've been knowing over like 20 years. And I care about him, and he's a good person, but he's like spiritually dead. He smokes a lot of weed. I'm not sure if he repents for the things that he's done. I'm not saying I'm better than him or perfect than he is. He's very low level. And I notice when I'm around him, like, he gets my mood really bad. Like, I mean, and then it's like, you know, he gives me $1,000 a month for rent, which I appreciate. Him and his son live here. I get what the government assistance and a little bit of money and all this stuff. But it's like then he's expecting sex all the time and then all this stuff. And you know, since I've been going through this, I really don't, it makes me feel gross having sex with him. Like, I feel, my body feels nasty after, even when he's touching me, it feels just gross and nasty, you know. I don't know, I'm just in a hard place right now, you know, because I have 3 small kids, and it's like, I need someone going through this shit I'm going through, because how am I going to keep a roof over our head? And then it's like, it's not even your roof that you got over your head, because when I'm gone or when we're gone, he works, his son works, and I'm usually like, you know, it's summertime, the kids are gone different places, and they have appointments, I have appointments, so I'm gone, at least I leave at least once to 2 times a day. So it's like no telling when the manager comes in and does whatever the hell he does in my house, or fucks with whatever he fucks with, you know. I don't know what we got ourselves into, or what these people are doing to us, but I know that it's bad, because you know, I got a place in a shelter for us, which I'm thankful for. But it has to be paid every month. All the utilities have to be paid every month. It's really hard. People don't understand when I go to work how hard it is. Like, my family members, no one really truly understands that more added pressure that's on me. And then I got to be with someone that I'm not, you know, necessarily want to be with, because it's like I don't really want to be with any guy right now, because I really just want to find myself and deal with me and my kids. And but it's kind of hard when you don't have the funds to survive for you and your children, you know, so you have to skin, grin, and bear it. And you know, I'm not a good actress, by far. I'm not a good actress. So, you know, I have said some mean, harsh things to him. You know, but I've told him the truth, because I don't want to lead him on. I don't want him to think that I'm like all in love with him, and that we're going to get married one day. And, you know, I've been honest about that. Like, no, I'm not in love with you. And no, I do not want to get married, you know. I don't know what's going to happen in this program, but it just takes a lot of energy out of you. It's a constant struggle every second of the day. I don't know what to do. I can't keep affording to pay the this and that and this and that and that and this, you know. I don't know. I already took a loan out on my car, so I have to pay them an extra $200 a month. And I have an old raggedy car, and my mom paid for my brakes to get fixed, $600, so I've been paying her back. I took a loan out because actually I had a ticket from last month that I needed to pay, which was, I think, close to $300. So I had to pay that ticket or go to court or do jail time or community service or whatever. And so I just took out a $700 loan, paid the ticket was $300, and brought some, summer clothes for the kids. But yeah, I don't know where all this money is going to come from. He really doesn't understand what I'm going through. He just thinks it's a nag and I'm a nag, and why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? Because I don't have a lot of energy throughout the day. I want to go work out and live my life, but me going to go work out, it's like I have like 20 to 50 in the state of Reno, Nevada. It's like literally the whole town. So it's like if I go walk around the lake, they all come out. So they're already, half of them are already there. Then they start to come. And it's just like, okay, even though I feel good when I'm out working out and walking, it's just the whole aspect of dealing with them or knowing that they're present and all that, I don't know. A while back I went to go because I have really bad back problems. My body aches really bad and I don't know what's going on. But I went to go get some x-rays done about my back and my hip. And when I was there, no shitting you, one of the nurse ladies, she pulled out her phone, but I didn't pay her no attention. My head was down, Then as I looked up, she hurried and janked her phone back. And then the look she had and just the feeling, I know that she took a picture of me. And I don't know where she posted it or what she did. But this is all a conspiracy. And, back in the day, when I first knew kind of what was going on, a couple years ago, I think that was 2013, and when I was in Stockton and all the bad stuff was happening, when I was at the motel room, the guy had already fixed the drink. I can look back over some things, but that whole night, I blanked out. So I don't remember anything that happened from that night. And that hurt so bad because I was around these weird stalker ass people. I don't know what they did. I don't know what video I know they put video out about me, but I don't know what. I don't know if I was doing something. I'm pretty sure it's something sexual. I don't know what they had me doing. And I remember one person telling me, you know how when you're going through the targeting and you hear people mumbling or whispering, or then they start saying stuff where they want you to hear. I remember one person saying, yeah, the video of you, it might be your face, but it's not you. It's not you. It's not who you are. It's not you. And I never known to this point what that means. I don't know what it means. And I've never seen the footage. All I know is someone tell other people were saying like, oh, you're famous. Oh, you could suck a dick and all this stuff. And it was just like, what? Like what? I don't know what they have out there. I don't know how they're probably making some type of money off of me. I don't know what it is they're doing. I know that when the guy gave me the information, when I found the information off this guy's page or whatever that contacted me or whatever, he said that he was watching me go through his Facebook. How can you watch someone go through your Facebook? So I'm pretty sure they have cameras everywhere or whatever. I don't really know what's going on. I think that my ex-husband has something to do with this. I think that the people in Stockton, California, the people I were getting high with, the girls, the girls had something to do with this. I think that CPS, when I got involved with CPS, had something to do with this. I just think this is just a huge thing. This is just a blown out thing. And we need a miracle. We need a miracle. We need God to intervene. We need a miracle because this is horrible.